Hello, my spooky friends.
My name is Cassie.
And I'm Caitlin.
And welcome.
Why did I do a shoulder bump? I don't know why I did that.
And welcome in to I'd Survive. I don't even know if we have. Should we just do it again? that's fine.
I think
that's good. We can definitely splice stuff together there. I don't know what that was.
It's good.
Oh my God, Caitlin, do you realize how monumental this podcast episode is?
I don't. Why is it monumental?
This is the first podcast episode to come out in October.
So true. That is exciting.
I know.
It's our time
so
to shine.
Excited. October, the best month. We decided that during October, every episode that we cover, every movie that we cover, we're going to do a movie that takes place in October. If it can be specifically around Halloween time, that's even better. And we're just going to go full in on the October vibe. And I'm so excited. Even though we're recording this in September, I mean, I'm on an October vibe 24/7, so I'm always ready.
Well, the other day, yesterday, I was in my head, in November, thinking it was October already, because that's where my brain is right now.
Yeah.
The entirety of September is just October part 1. And then
October Eve.
Yes, yeah. October Eve is really what they should call September. So
yeah, I'm really excited to get into my movie for today because it takes place on Halloween.
Woo. And
it's such a vibe. But before we get into that, have you watched any good horror movies lately?
Oh, I have. I watched Get Out.
Yes,
I watched Get Out, which it's crazy because this is a movie I avoided for reaction purposes for a long time because I had seen this movie before, but I think what I realize now is that when I was watching it, I was just I remember I watched it in the living room of my apartment in college, but I think we were just kind of talking and the movie was on in the background. I was talking to my brother the other day and he was like, we were talking about Get Out. I was like, I watched that, but I don't remember much about it. And he goes, well, what do you remember? I was like, well, I know it's an interracial couple, a black man and a white woman, and they go to the white woman's house and her family's weird and racist. And he's like, that's all you remember? And I was like, yeah. He's like,
that's
okay.
The first 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's not even the synopsis of the film. And I was like, okay, let me give it a rewatch. And yeah, I did not remember pretty much anything.
That's so good though, because that's so it's one of my favorite horror movies. I think I actually probably have it at number 2 for me as far as my favorite horror movies go. It's so creepy.
Yes.
And it has I appreciate a movie in general, but a horror movie that has a lot of social messaging done in the right way that is still on theme with the horror that it's going for.
Yeah.
It was such good writing. It's so good, and directing and the performance, everything is so good about that movie.
It is. And what I can say is now that I'm editing my video, there are some insanely good nods to exactly what's happening early in the movie where I'm watching, I'm like, oh my God, he said that and it actually meant this. And it's there's a part where they walk into the kitchen and it's we leave, we wanted to keep a piece of our grandmother. And that moment I watched it during the edit, I was like, oh,
cut to grandma. Yeah.
I was crazy. No, but
it's good.
It's a good movie. And on that note too, I do want to say I'm really excited for Him. That comes out in a few days, actually.
Oh, yes. That's the football one, right?
Yes, that's the new Jordan Peele horror. And it's the football horror movie, which is just, that's my thing right there.
Have you seen the trailer?
I have seen bits and pieces of it. I try to avoid it, but I'm also really sucked in because it's been playing a lot. On TV.
I think the trailer played too before in theaters for Weapons. I think that's where I first saw that trailer.
Oh, it might have been the same for me actually.
And it was quite there's a lot going on in that movie. I was oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
Amazing. I watched 2 movies.
Okay.
I watched more than that, but 2 horror movies this past week. One of them was called Slither from 2006.
Sorry, just Slither. I just don't like it.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. It was fun. It got into body horror. Actually, some of the practical effects were kind of giving Monstro Elisu.
Oh,
and
yes.
I loved that. But it was just very 2006. It was like Alien kind of meets slasher meets Body Snatchers. There's like a lot going on, but it was fun. And I realized watching it, it was a horror movie that doesn't have anything more to it other than just being a horror movie. And over the last couple weeks, I've been watching so many horror movies that have like an emotional punch underneath it.
Yeah. Honestly, same.
Yeah, which I love. Like it's one of my favorite subgenres, but it was nice to just watch like a silly, goofy, having fun horror. Like you can tell like they just did it for fun and that was it.
Yes.
And then I also watched Heretic.
Oh, yes. Wait, did you like it? Okay, hold on. Did you like it?
Okay.
I need to know your thoughts on this movie.
I did like it. There was a little, sometimes it's hard because this is the type of movie where it leaves you to come up kind of with your own explanation of what really happened, especially toward the end. And a lot of the times with horror, I have fun with that. But this was one where I was like, just tell me what happened. Like literally, I just want to know the real, like the true ending here.
I will say that like the ending lost me a little bit, but like all the build up to that point was like everything I love. And more just like super mindfuckery, which now that you've seen it too, like do you understand why it would not really work for an episode?
Oh yeah, no, it's like that movie relies very heavily on its like you said before, it's monologues more than even just dialogue, and like how they're delivered, the performance. Is that Hugh Grant, the main guy?
I think that's his name.
I think he was so good in that role, but like everyone was. And I really also like the fact that it was, for the most part, you're focusing on just 3 characters, and it's like very
isolated environment. Like
like a very much a character film, and so that's always fun to see too. Let's get started on our Halloween-y, October-y. October journey. October journey. Yes.
October. You know what? I do love an October.
I do.
As October as it can October.
Haunt is a slasher film that takes place on Halloween night. What more could you ask for?
Perfect.
So it's written and directed by duo Scott Beck and Brian Woods, who are probably best known for also writing and directing the movie A Quiet Place.
Ooh. Okay.
As well as, drum roll.
Oh.
Heretic. Or Heretic. I always say heretic. I always like read it phonetically in my head. But Heretic, yes.
Heretic? Wait, is that why you watched it? Or
yes. I was like, well, I already wanted to. And then I noticed this when I started working on the script earlier in the week and was covering background. And I was like, I need to. It's not a want, it's a need.
Now it's a need.
Yeah. And then, I wrote, side note, that they have also got a supernatural found footage movie from 2015 called Nightlight. And it's now on my list of movies to watch.
Absolutely.
I think
found footage.
They know what they're doing, and we like found footage, yeah. So Haunt premiered at Popcorn Frights Film Festival on August 8th, 2019, and had a very limited theatrical release on September 13th by Momentum Pictures. And all around, it got pretty positive reviews. We have a 71% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes and a 6.3 on IMDb, which is like basically a 10 in horror standards. If you achieve a 6. Yeah.
Yeah, because usually I'm used to seeing 5 point something for horror movies.
Yeah, with that, let's get into it. I'm so excited to get into this one. It's like this movie's premise is really fun, and actually it deals with one of my real fears. Ooh. It's not like one of my biggest fears because it's very easy to avoid being in the situation, but it's like something I've thought about more than, I don't know, freaking 50 times in my lifetime.
Oh boy. All right. No, I am excited because just like I'm excited to have kind of a sillier, goofier episode.
Yeah.
In that I feel like we've had a lot of heavier ones and such lately. So this one should be interesting.
I agree. We open on a very I got so into it writing the beginning of this script to try to like lay it all out for you.
Oh, yeah. Set the mood, Cassie.
Yes, I will. We open on a very autumnal street at twilight. The sky is still blue, but the sun is almost done setting, and the trees on the street are shedding orange leaves with Halloween ghost decorations strung up in them. And there are carved pumpkins that are set out on all the porches that line the street. The street lamps are starting to glow, and at the bottom of the screen, we see the words Carbondale, Illinois, campus housing.
All right, when's the novel dropping? All right, let's go. Yeah.
Imagine if I just wrote a book that was like just based on a movie and I would like wrote it as my own. This is my original book. Like it's called Haunt.
Perfect. But no one would know.
But then we focus on one front door and everything seems normal until a pumpkin goes flying into it, smashing to pieces. And a girl inside that's sitting in the house dressed in a cat costume jumps and like goes to check what that noise was. And she sees the shattered pumpkin on her porch and then catches the taillights of a red pickup truck driving off. And this girl, her name is Bailey, calls out to another girl in the house whose name is Harper. We cut to Harper, who is in her room putting concealer over a faint black eye that she has.
Ooh.
And we can hear her roommates arguing with each other out in the main living space about Harper, her abusive boyfriend, Sam, who they suspect to be the one that threw the pumpkin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we get right into it. Harper's phone starts blowing up and it's all texts from Sam. Like, he's like, stop ignoring me. Why are you doing this? We need to talk. Where the fuck are you? Call me now. Yeah.
Yikes.
And Harper's about to respond and she types out, stop calling. And she's about to send it, but then she hesitates and that's when she gets a knock at her door. So she ditches the text and opens her door to find her roommate Bailey, who of course asks, did your boyfriend just throw a pumpkin at our door? And Harper's like, what? No, he wouldn't do that. Like very genuinely, she's like, no, that would not be him, which I don't know why. I'd probably be on Bailey's side and assume that that's him based on the picture we're painting right now. But
yeah,
okay.
no, he doesn't sound like a very mature individual. So
no. Yeah, so obviously Bailey doesn't believe that and she rolls her eyes and is like, okay, no, that's bullshit. This needs to end. And she storms over to Harper's phone and starts typing out a text to Sam that says, we're over. Crazy. But
yeah,
Harper snatches her phone back before she can send it and is like telling her to stop. I know. I'm like, I get where you're coming from here, Bailey, because like no one wants their friend to be in an abusive relationship. But I feel like that's dangerous to like send a text like that to an unhinged man.
As if that's going to stop him.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so Bailey keeps pushing, like even though she wasn't able to send the text, she keeps pushing and is like, look, last night I sort of snuck into your room to steal some of your jewelry for my Halloween costume, and you were passed out and I saw the bruise on your face. While she's confessing this, she grabs a ring off of Harper's desk and Harper is like, hey, be careful, that's my mom's ring. And their friend Angela sticks her head in dressed as a nurse and tells Harper that she should go out with them tonight to get her mind off like the boyfriend drama. Like, get away from Sam, just come have a girls' night with us. And Angela and Bailey walk out back down the hall, leaving Harper alone to make her choice. And when they're gone, Harper picks her phone back up and decides to send the "we're over" text that Bailey had typed out.
Ooh. I mean, like, yeah. I don't know. Like, fortunately, I haven't been in that situation. I don't know how you're supposed to handle that, actually. Because it sounds like she was trying to tell him to stop, but, like, he wasn't. Yikes.
They never, I also am curious about how long this has been going on, like how long they were together, how long when this started, because it never starts like this. Like,
right.
But yeah, they're over apparently, and it's time to go to a Halloween party club situation.
Girls' night. I love the idea of that. That sounds fun.
The girls end up at a club. They meet up with another friend, Mallory, who is dressed as a flapper. And Harper didn't have anything, so she's just in her normal clothes. So we've got a cat, we've got a nurse, and we've got a flapper.
We've got some of the most basic ass costumes that the universe has ever known. Me showing up as Art the Clown, like, hey guys, let's fucking go.
Oh my god, that would be everything. Like, that's what this movie needs, actually. It's missing that.
I don't know what I'm being this year yet, and I need to get on that.
Yeah. So it's good vibes. We're taking selfies. Mallory is being made fun of for not drinking from like a bottle with fake spiders in it because she's too freaked out.
Okay, mood.
And yeah, she's so you. She does have a spider fear that's definitely not going to come into play in this movie.
Oh, no.
And
Hey, we're not doing spiders.
And yeah, more sooner than later, this girls' night out does turn into talking to some boys. So Bailey is a social butterfly. She sees this guy Nathan standing off somewhere and is like, "Oh my God, Nathan!" And she runs over and they catch up for like maybe 3 seconds. He barely gets a word in before she sees the next guy that piques her interest, and she runs over to them squealing, "Oh my God, Ty!"
Oh my God.
Oh, could never be me. The social battery.
No.
But we keep our attention on this Nathan guy that she leaves in the dust, who suddenly seems to have his attention on our girl Harper. And he waves her over to him, and she sees this and gestures to herself like, "Are you talking to me?" And again, he nods and like waves her over. So she's like, "Oh, wow. Okay." And she's currently between Mallory and Angela, Flapper and Nurse in this booth. And instead of asking to just like slide out, for some reason, she just crawls under the table to walk over to Nathan.
Girl, what?
I don't know what that was.
A choice.
Yeah. And when she makes it up to him, she's like, "Hey." And he looks at her kind of confused, but eventually he's also like, "Hey." And then there's a couple of moments where neither of them are saying anything and it's incredibly awkward. And then he asks, "Did you need something?" And Harper's like, "What? You were just talking to my friend and then you waved me over?"
Yeah.
And Nathan's like, "Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was motioning for another drink." And then right on cue, a server comes over to him and hands him a beer. And it's really unfortunate for us, really unfortunate for Harper.
Time to go.
At first, I thought he was like being an asshole. And then I was like, oh, this is like genuinely a misunderstanding and I'm embarrassed.
It's crazy because it's like, it's such a trope in movies. I don't know if this has ever happened to me in real life. It couldn't have, because I would remember it. And I would think about it all the time.
They wave at you and then you wave back and then it's like
it's not you.
Yeah.
Oh, every time I see that in a movie or a TV show, I want to die.
I know. I hate it. Yeah, Harper apologizes, but Nathan's like, "Nah, it's cool. So, like, how do you know Bailey?" And Harper explains that she's her roommate. So Nathan's surprised that he hasn't met her before, but Harper's like, "Yeah, I don't really get out much." And Nathan admits that he's the same way and that he literally forgot it was Halloween until his friends texted him 15 minutes ago. So he grabbed his, quote, lucky bat and threw on his baseball uniform and like, here he is to Halloween it up. And Harper goes, "Well, at least you have a costume." And Nathan's like, "What do you mean? You've got one." And I thought he was about to roast her so bad. But I was like, what are you trying to say here? But she's wearing a red hoodie, so he pulls the red hood over her head and is like, "See, little Red Riding Hood." And Harper laughs and then gets completely doused in a beer that one of Nathan's friends smacks off a nearby counter. This guy's name is Evan, and I think he's just pissed off because he just lost another round of like some arcade game that he was trying to play on the side, like on the sidewall.
Bruh.
So he's like cursing everyone out and is throwing a temper tantrum because of it. And Nathan apologizes for him and tells Evan to chill.
Yeah, Evan.
Mallory and Angela walk up at this point asking Evan what his costume is supposed to be. And Evan's like, "Well, I'm obviously the front section of the human centipede, but the other two guys bailed, so now I just look like a jackass." And while they're all like teasing and bantering, Harper gets a text from her now ex-boyfriend, Sam. Yeah, and it's a picture of him in his costume, and he wrote like in red over the top of the pic, "Guess my costume." And we can see that he is dressed as the big bad wolf.
Oh.
Which is implying like he's in earshot and like knows that she's talking to Nathan and that she's like a little Red Riding Hood tonight.
Ew.
Yeah. So we cut to Harper standing outside at the exit of this bar, and she's booking a Lyft driver to come pick her up to drop her off at her mom's house. And then
Okay.
a red hooded figure, like in a robe, walks up to a gate at the end of this alley that she's in and
She's
just
in an
stops and stares at
alley?
her. Yeah, because she went in through the back exit. Why? I
Ugh,
don't know.
girl.
I don't know.
Girl.
Yeah, so like now there's like a creep in a robe there, and of course she's worried that it's Sam. So she immediately there was in the picture, he was wearing like a red robe, but he had like a wolf mask on.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, oh my God, okay. She immediately texts Sam to see if their phone goes off, but like nothing happens. I think she texts him, like, is that you? And there's like no cell phone ping. She's like, what the heck? And then the back exit of the club opens up and Nathan walks out. And when Harper looks back at the gate, the hooded figure is now gone.
Ooh.
So Nathan says he saw her leave and wanted to come share his bag of candy that he won for worst costume with the runner-up, which would be her. And she's like a little too on edge to laugh at his jokes, but they get to talking again about how he's still on the baseball team, despite the fact that he fractured his cheekbone pretty bad last season. And when he shares that story with her, he's like, so what about you? It's Halloween. Aren't we supposed to swap scary stories? And Harper just shrugs and is like, I got nothing. I had a good childhood. And then we see like a flash of a white picket fence. And she continues, I'm really close with my parents. Another flash showing like a pretty house with an American flag blowing in the wind attached to it. Harper corrects herself and is like, well, I was really close with my parents. And Nathan's immediately like, yeah, I'm not as close to my parents these days either. And Harper goes quiet and is like, well, I should really get going. But Nathan begs her to just stay out with him and his friends like her other friends are, and he promises that she'll have a good time. So after some consideration, she's like, okay, fine. So walking down the street, we have Harper, Bailey, Mallory, Angela, Nathan, and Evan.
Okay.
Those are our core six.
I see that.
They're all trying to decide what to do, going back and forth about whether they should do the haunted corn maze or just hit up a food truck. I'm like, why not both?
Yeah, definitely both.
Yeah.
Also, just 100% I want to do the corn maze. I was just thinking about how I want to go to one this year. I haven't been in so long.
I was really, really scarred by a corn maze when I was a child, not for the reason that you probably think. I went into a corn maze so excited. I'm like 6 years old. 7 years old, 8, I don't know. And they have these signs up. They had this sign up that said, this way to Disney World. And I was like, we're going to Disney World. Like, I'm so fucking pumped. Let's go to Disney.
Oh, no.
And I like was in that maze trying to get to Disney World for so long. And it never happened. And I kind of like was really, really scarred by corn mazes for most of my childhood after that.
That is such a like niche thing to happen.
Why did they put up that sign? I am too young and fragile for that.
Just to scar you for life. That's all.
Yeah, that was the scariest corn maze I've been in. So yeah, they're deciding corn maze, food truck. But Evan finds a flyer on the ground and picks it up and is like, wait, guys, or we could go to an extreme haunted house. Mm-hmm. And like the poster is like, we're not a regular haunted house. We're like an extreme haunted house. Whatever that means. And some of them are like, no, like that would be me. I would say I would not. I also have been scarred by haunted houses. I remember, I have to tell this story. This is when I'm like I was like 10 probably. I went with my friend and her mom to a local haunted house, and it was actually pretty cool. Like there's a woods section first that you go through, and then you go into the actual haunted house. And I maybe made it halfway through the hoods before I was the hoods.
She was going through the hood, guys. You gotta go through the hood before you get to the haunted house.
It was a whole thing. So no, I made it halfway through the woods before I was bawling. Like I was not having a good time. At the end of the woods, I remember one of the actors was like singing Barbie Girl. I think because they could tell that I was being traumatized and they were like trying to be funny. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, it was not comforting to me.
No, that would not comfort me either.
And then another guy, like before we went into the haunted house, I was so visibly traumatized. They were like, do you need to stop? Like, do we need to take you back to the start? And I was like, yes, please, I can't do this. But then my friend and her mom were having so much fun. They're like, no, we're fine.
Oh my
And
God.
then they made me go into the haunted house. Also, same night, my friend's mom accidentally punched one of the actors that jump scared her. She accidentally punched him.
That
He,
actually,
like, popped up in her face.
I've always wondered how that happens. Like, what do you, they're jumping out at you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what? I don't know.
How? That is crazy.
But that happened as well that night. I've like not had great, and then that was the last time I went to a haunted house until I was in college, and I got convinced by a group of friends to go. And you know what they did is they were going around whispering in all the actors' ears, her name's Cassie. So then they were like whispering my name in my ear and like targeting me. It's like, I can't take it. I can't.
My God.
The track record is bad.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, traumatic childhood, but from like actually scary things that aren't scary for the right reasons.
Yeah. So I would be the lame friend that's like, I'm good. Nowadays, I feel like I'm ready to go to one again, maybe, but I have to know that they will not touch me. Like, that's, some haunted houses are allowed to do that. I cannot do that.
I think
so an extreme haunted house, no thanks, that's not for me.
I think for the most part, they don't touch you for like legal reasons these days. But I don't know. If they touched me, I would have an issue.
The majority rules here, and we cut to all of them cruising down the road in Evan's minivan, and they don't see it, but we see that they're being followed by a red pickup truck.
Uh-oh.
Yes. But yeah, they're on their way trying to go find this extreme haunted house. Eventually, the headlights get a little too close, and Harper clocks it and asks Evan to make the next left turn, which she's like, I don't even know where we're going. Well, Evan's also like, okay, chill, I will. And he turns and he's like, okay, so where are we going? She ignores his question and watches as the truck makes the same left turn and continues to follow them.
Yeah.
So Harper's like, guys, is someone following us? So around the next bend in the road, Evan just pulls to the side and is like, okay, please hold. We're going to stop. Harper thinks we're being stalked. And everyone's like, what? Like, what's going on? Harper's like, what? Nobody else saw that truck follow us from the bar? They all look out the back window of this van waiting for the truck to like appear from around the bend.
Yeah.
And seconds pass. Nothing happens until a sign lights up at the end of the road that reads in big bright lights, haunted house.
Oh.
And Evan is like, okay, yeah, this cannot be ignored. We're going. It's so weird because it's like weirdly right on the side of the like the opposite side of the road from them. Like I didn't even notice that there was a road there, and it's just darkness, and then it just lights up for them, and they're like, okay, like no, I'd be freaking out. I'd be like, what do you? This is so sketch. What is this?
That does seem sketch. I was gonna say too, like as much as I love a haunted house, I don't know if I would go to one based on a flyer. Like
right,
that I would never take a flyer off the side of the road and be like, I'm gonna go here.
Yeah, no. I need my research.
Get me on Google Maps right now.
Yeah. So there's a little spooky road. It is paved. At least we have that going for it. It's a paved road.
Okay, good.
And they follow it to go find this haunted house. And the truck at this point that was maybe following them is just out of sight, out of mind. The road leads them to this huge, spooky warehouse where up ahead they can see like another group of college kids in line waiting to be let in.
Okay.
And yeah, that's comforting, right?
That is definitely comforting, yes.
And Angela here is so real. She's so me. She looks this place up online and sees that it only has one review on Yelp.
Yikes.
So she's sussing it out, but like majority rules again. Most of the group is ready to give it a shot and have some fun. And actually, Angela gets one over because she keeps scrolling through their Yelp page and finds out that all of their proceeds go to Red Cross. So she's like, oh my God, okay, it seems legit.
Oh, God. No, you know what sucks is I'm listening to this and it's like, no, I so would go in there.
I know you would. I was thinking that.
Like, probably no matter what, but also like if I'd had a drink or two, also I'd be like, yeah let's go. Like I would so do it.
And you're with like your friends and like other people are excited about it too, and you get swept up in that enthusiasm. No, I'd be like the really, really not fun, annoying person in this situation. I'd be like, I'll wait in the car, but then I'd be too scared. I don't know if I like ended up in this car, and I probably would go in too, but I would hate it. You know,
you would
I
want to
probably
not
would.
go. But
Yeah.
I mean, if I didn't want to, but everyone else was going, I also would go. Like staying in the car by myself is not an option.
Yeah. I would do my best to like buzzkill the whole group and be like, it only has one Yelp review, guys. Like, this is sketchy. Like, what about the corn maze? Let's go. But if I couldn't convince them, I'd probably be stuck walking in right with them.
Oh boy, here we go.
Of course, Harper is also not too thrilled to be doing this, but Nathan coaxes her to give it a chance, try to have a fun night. So again, she gives in and is just like, all right, like, let's go. So the group all walk up to the entrance, which is at a garage door manned by a guy in a clown mask costume situation.
Okay.
You love a clown.
I do love a clown. They are one of the scarier things in these haunted houses, I will say. When they get up close and personal, they get way scarier.
The other group of college kids have been let in already, so it's their turn. Nathan asks for 6 tickets, and the clown just stands there and stares at them in silence. So
okay, that's worse. That's worse. That's worse.
I'd be like, yeah, see, guys, are we seeing red flags?
Yes, don't like that.
So, but then also it's like, it's an actor. Like, they're trying to make it scary, so you can't judge it for being actually sus either.
Right.
So after they get no response, Bailey's like, hey, excuse me, we'd like to enter your shady ass establishment, please. And the clown turns his head to look at her and then slowly lifts both of his fists up to his chest, like level with his chest, like away from his body. Like it's a game. So it seems like he's got something in one of his hands and is wordlessly like telling Bailey to come over and pick a hand.
Okay.
The group is like, LOL, okay, Bailey, do his little game. She steps up and chooses his left fist. So he turns his fist over, opens his hand up to reveal there's nothing there. And he has like black gloves on as well, like plastic medical gloves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyways, she's like, oh man, okay. And then she chooses the other fist. Like, okay, can I get this one then? And he reveals that this fist is also empty. But then he lifts one of his hands up to her ear and magically pulls a key out from behind it.
Yes.
And he dangles it in front of her face, and she kind of rolls her eyes, but takes it and is like, all right, here we go. There's a lockbox that the clown gestures to, and she goes to open it up with this key, and the rest of the group is laughing a little, like low-key making fun of this clown, calling his magic shitty, asking if he also does birthdays. You know, they're probably pissing him off. Meanwhile, Bailey starts to pass around the liability waivers that she has found in the lockbox.
Oh.
You don't have to do that, right? Like in a normal haunted house, that's not a thing. I mean, maybe for lighting.
No. I don't know if I've ever signed a waiver for a haunted house, but
I don't think so.
I haven't done one in a long time. Like, I've signed a lot of waivers for like experiences, like canoeing and like adventure stuff in New Hampshire. I've signed a lot of waivers, but for a haunted house, I don't know. I don't think that's normal.
I didn't think so either. This is another like moment where I'd be like, guys, let's go. Let's not.
This would worry me a little bit, but I'm still going. I'm so sorry.
Would you be like more intrigued, like more excited? Would you be like, oh, hell yeah, this is about to be crazy, you know? Or would you actually be a little scared then?
I don't know if I'd be scared. I'd just be confused. I'd be like, why am I signing a waiver? That's so weird. Oh my God, I guess I'll just sign my life away so I can get spooked a little.
They read the liability waivers. They read haunted house rules. Rule number 1, stay on the marked path at all times. Rule number 2, never touch the actors. Rule number 3, you will be prompted to do certain actions. Please do exactly as you are told. This is for your safety.
Now I'm scared. Not because
I'm like, I'm going to fuck it up.
Not because I'm scared, but because like I have anxiety and I don't want to have to play a game with an actor.
Right. Oh, yeah. It goes back to my hibachi trauma.
Exactly.
Just like I don't want to be part of the performance.
Just like the hibachi thing. That's exactly. I'd be like, oh, well, I don't want them to do things.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But I'm still going in.
Oh, really? No, I'd be arguing with the group up until they ditch me outside and I have to run after them.
I'm still going.
Rule number 4, all cell phones must be surrendered to the lockbox before entering.
Fuck. Okay. Ooh, I'm still going. I'm still going.
God,
I'm
you're
still going.
insane. You're insane.
Dude, I love Halloween so much. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is one. I'm, when on this podcast, I get scared that I'm gonna give people ideas to kidnap me. But like Halloween, like the Halloween, Boston Celtics, there's a few things that I'll like get into the back of a white van for, and I think Halloween is one of them. So
I feel like we're very different Halloween girlies. Like I'm like, I want to like bake a pumpkin pie and like lay in bed and like watch a movie, and you're like, let's fucking go. I'm Art the Clown. Let's go to this house.
Exactly. I'm so hyped, dude.
Okay. So it says, yeah, you have to surrender your cell phones, and then you may keep the lockbox key until you return from the attraction. So you have, at least you get to keep the key. No, not enough for me. Thank you, but no.
So basically, you'd survive, I wouldn't, is kind of the energy I'm getting from this movie.
But the thing is, if I'm in a friend group of Caitlins, I'm walking in with all the Caitlins, so I'm also dead, apparently.
Yeah, I guess you are.
So yeah, of course, like at the cell phone rule, the group is like, wait, what? Are you kidding?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're not kidding. And Evan makes a joke about how handing over her phone is going to be the scariest part of Bailey's night. And like, then they're cut off by the sounds of a very intense scream from inside the building. Like intense enough to put them all on edge for a second. But then they're like, okay, we have to do this. This is going to be awesome. So they all write down their like contact info and sign their waivers before the clown opens up the big garage door behind him and lets them inside.
Ooh,
yeah.
I'm excited.
I know, this is a fun one to start October with.
Hype.
Of course, like the start of the haunted house is all fun and games. Spooky, fog-filled hallways covered in cobwebs, glowing with like an intense red light and like skeletons popping out at them, all that kind of stuff. But eventually they make it to a room that has one of the actors on another side of this glass wall. So it's clear that they're supposed to stop here and like watch this performance.
Mm-hmm.
And this actor is dressed like a witch. And she's got a big cauldron boiling with her brew next to her. And the witch drags a body bag along the floor toward the center of the performance area next to the cauldron. And then she opens up the bag to reveal a girl that looks to be about their age, like not dressed up, just like a regular person their age, very much alive and kind of moving around looking like confused and disoriented. And her wrists are tied together with cable ties. And the witch grabs a fire poker from her cauldron, like glowing orange at the end. So it's hot and ready. And she stares at us.
Like a Little Caesars pizza?
Like a Little Caesars fire poker. And she stares at us, like our little group of spectators, before starting to lower the poker down to the girl, who sees it coming and starts to scream, "Help me, somebody help me, please. I don't want to die. Please just let me go," like really, really terrified.
Mm-hmm.
And the witch slowly lowers the hot poker to the girl's face, and we watch it pierce the skin of her cheek, making her scream in pain. And then like jets of fog fill up this performance box for a couple seconds. And when it clears up, they're both gone. And the group of friends is like, whoa, holy shit, that was so good.
Yeah.
They need an Oscar.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So a new door opens up for them on their left, leading them down a new hallway, and their journey continues. This hallway leads them to a sign that establishes a fork in the road, and on the sign it says, "The Maze." So there are two arrows. You can go left or right. Left is labeled safe, and right is labeled not safe. And the group is like, okay, like what do we do? Evan and Angela immediately call not safe. So Bailey makes the decision that Mallory, Evan, and Harper can go not safe. And she, Angela, and Nathan will go safe, just to like split the group in half.
Okay.
So they can both like experience different parts of this place.
That's like, because that's not even like, at that point, is it reverse psychology, or is it like reverse psychology?
Exactly.
So
I would not know what to do.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know which one to pick. I would want well, they're probably both scary. They're probably both scary.
Right.
I would probably go safe. I don't know.
I think I would go safe.
I think so too.
I would bet on the reverse psychology and go safe. So we end up following Harper, Evan, and Mallory, who have to walk through this area with very dense spider webs that they have to like literally break through with like their hands. Which I'm sitting here like, how? Haven't there been people? We saw another group come in here. Like,
right?
Why have these not been broken before? But they're like literally like so thick, and they have to break through these webs.
Ugh.
And fake spiders are, of course, like attached all over the webs right now. And Mallory is not living her best life. She's the girlie that's terrified of spiders. And as they're walking through and like breaking these blockages of the web, Evan notices that there are also real spiders crawling around among the fake ones.
I'm out.
Right.
I'm out. Nope. That's where I draw the line. That is where I draw the line. Wait,
no,
which route are they on? Safe or not safe?
Wait, oh yeah, let's look. Not safe.
Okay, good. I didn't go this way.
Yeah, so we get a shot of a terrified Mallory who has a real spider crawling through her hair without her realizing it.
Stop.
That's the worst. Like, not knowing it's even there, that's the worst part.
Oh, I can't. No, like that actually like makes me feel nauseous to think about. Like I can't do spiders.
Spiders and like digested food seems to be your two weaknesses and horror.
Yeah, old food.
Yeah.
And spiders.
Yeah. But they finally make it to the edge of the spider web hall and into a new room. And this room has 3 like coffin doors, literal coffins that double as doors with like little spotlights shining down on each one. Now back over to Nathan, Bailey, and Angela. They're still walking through their hallway that they chose when Angela notices like a black smudge on the back of Nathan's baseball jersey. She's like, hey, you've got something here. And she touches it and it's still wet. And they look around at the walls of like the hall that they're in, a very DIY wooden hallway. And as they look closer, it seems to be freshly painted.
What?
Yeah,
that's
but
weird.
Bailey feels it and like smells it for herself and realizes it's not paint, it's oil.
What?
And when the camera pans up, we see that there are like these weird, huge trash bags leaking more oil, like hung up and lined down this hall, just bags of oil.
What the hell?
Yeah. So basically Nathan, Bailey, and Mallory are like, what the hell? That's weird. And they just keep moving. Like, okay.
I mean, I'd still take the oil haul over the spider haul, if I'm gonna be honest. But
yeah, me too. That if I knew what was coming, that's where I'd go for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird though.
Back to Evan, Harper, and Angela. They open up those coffin doors to find that they're actually just coffins. Like there's no hallway that opens up inside them. So they're like, so where are we supposed to go? Harper takes her time checking every coffin before closing each one up again. However, when she closes the last coffin on the right, they hear something like latch open inside of it. Of course, she opens it again for closer inspection, can't find anything, closes it again, and again they hear that noise. So Evan's like, it must only open up from the other side when it's closed on this side.
Oh, interesting.
So he volunteers to step inside the coffin and they close it on him. Yeah, I hate it. And like
shit.
some muffled creaks happen. And then we hear Evan call out from a bit of a distance, like, hey guys, it worked. So Harper goes next, while Mallory waits on the outside until she hears Harper's distant voice come through next, telling her that she also made it. So now it's Mallory's turn to step inside. And we step inside with her. It's dark and it's claustrophobic and nothing is happening. Like too many seconds pass with nothing happening. And Mallory starts shouting to her friends like, guys, like nothing's happening. Where are you? But then a very like small window of light opens up at the very top of the coffin. And Mallory looks up to see like a huge daddy long legs start to skitter inside from above.
No. Oh my God, I can't.
Oh my God, I need you to see like visually what this part of the movie looks like.
I don't think we need to see anything anymore ever again.
Unfortunately, it's not just one. So suddenly hundreds of spiders get poured down onto her from the opening at the top, and she's freaking out. And of course that moment comes with like a boom, like jump scare, like when they come pouring in. Yeah, and then we cut to a new room where Mallory like practically falls sideways out of this coffin, freaking out and batting away the spiders, screaming. But Harper and Evan are there to calm her down. There isn't a single spider on her. And
What?
Evan's like, hey, look what I found on the ground. Party City receipts, skeleton masks, spiders. It's all fake. Like, don't worry about it. And Mallory rolls her eyes and like stomps her foot and is like, I hate spiders. So like I still don't know what that was. Like, was it actually fake? Because we see like the first spider like skitter in.
Yeah.
It's not like a plastic spider. So I would assume the rest that got dumped also aren't. But then also there's not a single like even like a plastic spider like in her hair or anything. There's just nothing on her when she comes out of that into this new room.
Super strange. Okay.
Yeah.
Still hate it.
Yeah. Visually, it's a fun sequence. You would love it.
No, I wouldn't.
So now we look around and we're in like a dark blue tinted room, and there's a square at the bottom of one of the walls that opens up to a tunnel with arrows spray painted around it, basically saying, get on your knees and start crawling in here.
Yep, that's a classic like cliche.
Yeah, a tunnel hall, like I can't. It's so vulnerable, you know?
It is. No, I agree.
So Harper already had a hard time with the coffin situation. She hates small spaces, and she's just like, no way, I'm not going in there. We cut back to Angela, Bailey, and Nathan. They are currently in a little fun house of mirrors, and they're having a pretty great time. And Angela notices that one of the mirrors is a two-way mirror because when she puts her finger up to touch it, there's no gap in the reflection.
Oh, right.
So they're all looking at it like, that's interesting. Again, back to Harper, Evan, and Mallory. They're, of course, crawling through this wooden makeshift tunnel and not having as fun of a time as the rest of the group, especially because the path that they crawl leads to a dead end. So they keep having to like shuffle back and try and find new ways out. It's like its own little maze on top of it. Yeah. And Evan and Harper eventually do make it out into a new room, but when they look back expecting Mallory to be right behind them, she's gone.
Right. Okay.
Nathan, Bailey, and Angela are currently about to play a game in a new room that they found.
All right, let's go.
This room has 3 holes in the wall, and the game is called Guess the Body Part. Crazy time on YouTube when this was like its own tag. Do you remember like over a decade ago, it was like Guess the Body Part tag, and people were just like touching each other all over and guessing the body. Do you remember this?
It was
actually really wholesome, but it was like odd. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I think that's your elbow. It's like... How do you not remember this?
Cassie, I was not on that side of YouTube, girly. Are you sure you were on YouTube, first of all?
Literally, I was like Zoe and Alfie did it together. You know what I mean? Like that group, the British people were all doing it.
Interesting. I mean, I do remember like the tag era.
Yeah, the tag era was... Honestly, it was fun.
It was a fun era. Yeah, that's back when YouTube was a much different place.
Yeah. Like I said, much more wholesome.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you have to stick your hand inside each hole and like feel around. And obviously, you know, like there's going to be something on the other side and you have to guess the body parts.
That's scary. But yeah.
Yeah. All of them are staring at this like, I don't know about that. But Angela is like, okay, you guys are wimps. I got this. And she goes and she sticks her hand in the first hole and she feels around for a second before gasping and screaming like, oh my God, get it off me. And she pulls her hand out and throws a handful of, I think, like noodles at them with an eye roll. And she's like, brains. They laugh. And Nathan now has the balls to try it too. So he goes up and sticks his hand in the second hole. And they're like deep enough that as he's feeling around, he ends up having to stick his whole arm into it, like to try and reach what's in there. And finally he feels something and is like, okay, it feels small, it feels round, smooth. Angela guesses that it's Evan's scrotum, but no, it's a grape. So I'm not even sure what body part they were going for there. Like if they wanted it to feel like an eye, at least cover it with some goo or something.
Yeah, it does sound like I'm guessing eyeball.
Yeah, but Nathan just pulls the grape out and like pops it in his mouth. He's like, a grape, haha.
I would not be eating that grape.
Exactly. So many hands have touched that grape. Like,
disgusting.
And now it's Bailey's turn to test the final hole. So just like Nathan, she has to stick like her entire arm in and try to feel around for something, but she can't feel anything. So she rolls her sleeves up and like really tries her best to feel around. Still nothing. And now when she pulls her hand out, she notices that her ring is missing. Except it's not her ring, it's Harper's mom's ring. So she's like freaking out and like, shit, like Harper's gonna kill me. I need that ring. She shoves her hand back in and is like trying to feel around for the ring.
Yeah.
And she feels it and she almost has it, but then we hear it like clink and it sounds like it's been dropped. And she's like, shit, I need this. She's freaking out. So Nathan steps up and is like, okay, don't worry, we'll find it. He sticks his hand into the hole next to her because I guess it's like all one big open area on the other side, which I wouldn't assume, but like, sure.
Yeah.
And he's doing his best to help get this ring back as well. But then he like pulls his arm back a bit, like he flinches and is like, what the fuck? Like something grabbed me.
Ew.
Yeah. And Bailey's like, I literally don't have time for your jokes. Just help me. Don't fuck around. And he's like, no, seriously, something touched me. But he's like, whatever, like keeps quiet and keeps feeling around for the ring until again, something does more than touch him. It seems like he's like, his arm is being pulled from the other side.
Yikes.
He starts screaming for help, saying something got him. And then Bailey starts screaming too, freaking out, which is when Nathan laughs and is like, gotcha, I'm pranking you. Hee hee ha ha.
Rude.
But Bailey does not stop screaming. She screams out, something has me, help, it hurts, it hurts. And Nathan thinks she's just trying to get back at him for a second.
Yeah.
But then him and Angela realize that she's not fucking around. So they both help to pull her arm out of this hole. And when Bailey looks down at her arm, when she's finally free, she sees like 3 pretty thin but kind of deep vertical slashes on the underside of her forearm. Blood starts seeping out of them. I really liked the writing there. Like you expect, I don't know, they did well. I couldn't tell if Nathan was truly being hurt or fucking with us. And then I couldn't tell if she was fucking with us. And I was like, wait, what's happening here? Like they're doing a trope here, but they like spun it a couple times.
Exactly. Yeah, because like that is a very common trope. But yeah, no, that got me too.
Back to Harper and Evan. They're still calling out for Mallory, like in that tunnel, when they finally start to hear someone crawling their way to them.
Oh, I don't like the thought of that.
Yeah. You think it's Mallory or what?
See, no, I don't. I really don't.
It's not Mallory. Instead, a tall figure in a red robe.
Not a tall figure.
And a devil mask steps out from the tunnel. And Harper and Evan just look up at him like, okay, what the fuck? And Evan breaks the silence and is like, hey, our friend is still in there. And instead of answering, the devil turns to his right to flip a switch that turns on a light at the end of the hallway that they're now in to reveal another door, basically telling them without telling them, you just need to keep going.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, and like give him a like awkward thumbs up and just head down the hallway. Like, okay.
Wait, did they leave her?
Yeah.
Oh.
They just keep going, which I'm assuming that they are thinking, like, if the actor is telling us to keep going, the actor must know where she is and she's like on a new path and we're going to come across her later.
Exactly. No, I would think the same thing in their shoes, but like it is freaky.
I would need like a verbal confirmation. I'd be like, don't like step out of the role. Tell me right now. Is she somewhere else in the haunted house where she's supposed to be? And we're gonna like, is this part of it? Just tell me. So the door at the end of this hall that they're supposed to go through starts getting like banged on from the other side, and the door handle starts to rattle as if someone's trying to get through. But when they open it, no one is on the other side. And all the while, this devil guy is still following behind them silently to make sure that they're complying and like continuing the maze.
Ew.
And eventually they end up following the sounds of a chainsaw to a room with a tunnel slide for them to go down. But once they reach this room, they notice like a bunch of speakers are hung up on the wall around the tunnel slide, and then they cut out when they enter. So the chainsaw noises finally
chainsaw noses. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that
I think I just No. The first thing that came to mind was, you know, the show like Handy Manny.
Oh my god,
from back in the day. I think there's a little chainsaw guy in there, and
there
now
probably is.
I'm imagining just like a chainsaw nose. Cartoon nose. Just, anyways.
See, this is another situation where that's what you thought. I thought of a human with a chainsaw as a nose.
Oh.
an elephant trunk.
My brain actually isn't like putting that together. Like I actually can't see what you're seeing right now. But that's so great.
This is the tow truck all over again.
Oh my god. So yes, no, the chainsaw noises, they finally cease and we realized it wasn't like an actual chainsaw. It was coming through these speakers.
Yeah.
But then as they walk closer to the tunnel slide, they hear a faint chainsaw rev up at what is surely the room that this slide leads to. So it's like, oh, great. Harper says she'll go first, and the slide leads her to a room that is decked out with like a lot of foliage and really well decorated to look like a cemetery. And in this cemetery, we meet another actor. He's a classic zombie with a chainsaw. And Harper tries to get through to him about how her friend got lost in the tunnel maze that they did earlier on, but he just keeps buzzing that chainsaw in her face. And Evan comes down the slide, then falls right on his ass on the floor of this room. He's really starting to get over this haunted house at this point. And then the zombie starts to swing the chainsaw down on him. And he gets a little too close, and Evan gives him like a rough push to the chest, saying like, hey man, this is my safe space. What's wrong with you? And the zombie stops and just stares at Evan, like making him severely uncomfortable. But he lets them go, and they just move on to the next room, which leads them to Nathan, Angela, and Bailey.
Oh, hey guys.
Yes, so we are coming together again. Bailey is looking pretty faint. There's like a lot of blood loss from her arm at this point. Not enough to make us think like, oh my god, she's gonna bleed out and die, but like she's like not doing great.
Yeah.
And of course, Nathan and Angela are immediately concerned about the fact that Mallory isn't even with Harper and Evan.
Right.
And Evan and Harper barely have time to really process the fact that Bailey is hurt before a curtain gets pulled open to reveal another witch performance is about to go down.
Ooh,
and this time, they're separated, instead of by like a glass wall, they're separated by a chain link fence. There's always like a separation. So yeah, again, it's like the same witch, her same cauldron again on the other side, and the witch drags out another body bag. This time when she opens it up, she reveals Mallory.
Yeah.
Cable tied and appearing to be knocked out, like completely.
Oh, geez.
Again, she takes the hot poker out of her cauldron. Of course, at this point, the whole group is freaking out and screaming at her to stop. She doesn't stop. And instead of pressing the hot poker into Mallory's cheek, like we saw being done to a different girl before, she completely spears the poker through Mallory's skull for an instant kill.
Oh!
And the curtains close back up again. And this is our first survivability check-in.
Shit. Okay. All right. You know what? If I had experienced the spiders, I probably wouldn't have wanted to live either. So, it's fine.
Take me anyway. It's fine.
I would like to note that I did go the safe route, and all three of them are still alive. So that's good for me. In terms of what happened with Mallory, obviously this is one of those situations where essentially all happened off screen, so you don't really know how hard her experience was. But I'm going to assume that if I was her, my chances are that I probably wouldn't have survived that. Like, it sounds like she probably was, the sneak attack kind of nothing you can do sort of vibe.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give me 1 second here. I'm doing something really obvious. I'm going to give myself an 88%.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I did 100 divided by 6, which is like 16.66, which would give you an 83. So if you're a 0 on her, that's an 83. But I don't think I would, because I don't know what she did. I'm going to give myself a little room there. So up to 88 I go.
It's interesting because we thought very similarly about how we went about our score here, because I decided to just give myself that 83%.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't know what happened, but I assume just like you did that she was just like knocked out, overpowered, like she's knocked out there, can't defend herself, gets stabbed. Like I just feel like it's very, very likely that I would be in the exact same boat if I was unlucky enough to be the one chosen for that.
Right. Yeah. No, 83 just felt low for some reason. Which was like, I'll bump it by 5. But no, I essentially did the same kind of calculation that you did.
Okay, perfect. So the group is freaked out. We're crying. A new door swings open for them. They couldn't care less. They're like, okay, we need a phone. Our phone is in the lockbox. Who has the lockbox key? Nathan's like, oh God, please don't tell me Mallory had the lockbox key. But that's when Bailey weakly holds the key out for him. So we're all like, oh, okay, thank God. Let's find the lockbox. And Harper's still crying, tells everyone that she saw an emergency exit back the way that they came from. So apparently Evan has claimed before that because he's an equipment manager, he can pick any lock. So they're like, okay, we need to lock pick this door that you and Harper came through, Evan and Harper came through. And Angela has 3 bobby pins in her hair, so she hands them over to Evan. He's like, we just have to backtrack and get back to that emergency exit that we passed. So on Evan's first try, the bobby pin breaks in the lock, and he's like, shit, this is a 2-way lock. So he's like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to lock pick this. He proposes that he or Nathan just go a little further in the madhouse maze to try and find like a crowbar or something to be able to use to get this door off its hinges. Good idea, bad idea? Sending someone to just go find something
by themselves?
Yeah.
Bad idea. Yeah. How many? We have 5 people. We can at least be 3 and 2.
Exactly. I personally think we should just be like, let's all stick together and like go and try to find something. Although I get the wanting someone to stay here to make sure that they don't close this door.
True.
You know, like we need to make sure we can still backtrack to this point.
Right. In no universe am I going to go 4-1 though.
No. Yeah, no, I would probably split 3-2 if we had to. So actually, you know what I would do is I would have Nathan stay with Bailey because Bailey's hurt. So have Nathan stay with Bailey and then have the other 2 girls go with Evan. Nathan decides, though, that he'll go, so he keeps the lockbox key on him. It's between his fingers, like ready to do some damage in a punch, and he steps through the next open door down a hallway that has steam blowing out along the bottom at his feet. Back with the group, we're all just like still really scared and depressed, but Evan is trying to see beyond the chain link fence where the performance was put on, and he sees that the poker is still on the floor on the other side.
Ooh.
Yes. So he's like, okay, maybe we can use this for the hinges. So he asks Angela to come and help him try to reach for it because his arms are like too big to get under the chain link fence.
Right.
Back to Nathan, he's come upon a room that is completely filled with what appear to be mannequins draped in white sheets to look like ghosts.
Okay.
Hate that. And there's very suddenly a jet of steam that shoots up at him from a vent that he's standing on, which makes him jump, and he drops the key. Of course.
My God.
And it slips through the vent and it is gone forever. So that is great.
Awesome.
I would not. Like, I really confidently would like to say I would not do I don't care. Nothing is going to make me drop this key. No jump scare.
No.
Nathan keeps walking through these mannequins, but as he's walking almost to the end of the room, something behind him gets knocked over, and he looks back to see that it's one of the mannequins that's fallen over. And then another one of the mannequins reveals itself as an actor dressed as a ghost.
Of course.
And it's fun. The costumes are fun. Like, each one has like a very unique mask. Like, you don't see any little bit of skin on any of these actors. Like, they're completely covered. Yeah, he just walks out. This ghost actor walks out from among the mannequins and like walks away back where Nathan came from. And of course, Nathan starts yelling at him and is like, hey, we have a girl that's been really hurt. We need help. And the lights in the room that have been turned off this whole time suddenly turn on, and the ghosty actor actually walks back into the room and is like, did you say you need help?
Oh.
And right. And Nathan's
now that's
like,
weird right now.
Right.
After everything we've experienced. Okay.
Odd. He's like, yeah, I did. We do. Yes. So the ghost walks toward him and then passes him by, like gesturing for him to follow him forward deeper into the maze. But Nathan's like, no, we have to go back. All my friends who need help are back there. And the ghost stops and thinks for a second before going, just let me grab something. And he continues forward through the next door. Back to the group again. Bailey comes clean to Harper about the fact that she lost her mom's ring somewhere in this haunted house. Yeah. And Harper's still been like silently crying over what they just saw and what's going on. So when Bailey tells her this, she immediately is just like, it's okay. Like, what, it's an accident. And then we
that's not important right now.
Exactly. Like, it's so little. It's not on her mind. Like, that's not even a problem. We have bigger problems.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then we get a little bit of a monologue from Harper here. And she says, I grew up in a haunted house. I loved that house. I hated it at the same time. It's where my dad would read to me, where he taught me how to ride a bike. It's where he hurt my mom. I would go upstairs to my room and I would hide under the bed. And one day, while I was hiding, he threw my mom across the floor like it was nothing. I haven't been home in 4 years, but I have this recurring dream where I go back and knock on that door terrified that my dad's going to answer. But my mom comes out and she tells me that he's gone forever, and she tells me that the house isn't haunted anymore.
Ooh.
And while she's going through that story, we see like glimpses of her as a kid hiding under the bed and her mom being thrown on the ground. And when she does, a ring flies off her finger and like lands close enough that little Harper is able to reach out and take it.
Oh.
So yeah, depressing stuff. But I feel like what we're supposed to take from that is like she couldn't protect her mom, but she could protect the ring type of thing as a kid.
Okay,
And she like just kept it for herself and made sure to take care of it. And meanwhile, Angela is coming very close. Oh yeah, so this is like that's like we get so dark and like monologue-y and sad for a second, and then it's like, okay, back to Angela. She's trying to reach that poker, on the other side of the fence. And her fingers are creeping closer and closer until finally she gets a hold of it and starts dragging it toward them.
Okay.
And that's when we get jump scared with a boot coming down on her hand, and we like hear the crunch of her fingers.
Oh, no, no. Yuck.
And we see that it's the witch. But the witch keeps walking, and Evan's able to retrieve the poker for himself now that it's closer, while the witch just disappears through a door behind the fence. Like she just was walking by and like decided to step on Angela's hand in the process and then just kept it moving. Like,
what?
Okay, bye.
I assumed she was going to be like, no, you can't take that.
Exactly. Like I thought she was about to take the poker, but no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just for funsies, I guess.
Yeah. So immediately Evan is up and trying to like whack the hinges off of that door that we want to go back through. Mm-hmm. And Harper is checking on Angela's hand to see if she's good. And then that's also when Nathan and actor Ghost reappear asking what the hell is going on. So the ghost clocks that Bailey is bleeding and is like, oh my God, you're bleeding. We need to get you out of here. Evan is still whacking on the door hinges and is like, yeah, what do you think I'm trying to do here? And the ghost is like, whoa, okay, yeah, it's cool, man. I've got keys. So they're like, oh, right, yeah. So let us out then.
Uh-huh.
And the ghost is apologizing profusely to Bailey and is like, this isn't supposed to happen. Nathan doesn't have the patience for this. He's like, hey, it's fine. Just let us go. We didn't see anything. We just want to leave. So the ghost,
we didn't see, like, okay, they are like still freaking out about what happened to Mallory, right?
Yeah. Okay. He's basically saying like we didn't see that because I think he's maybe assuming the ghost is in on it and is like,
gotcha.
Trying to be like, hey, we won't say what happened to Mallory. Like we just want to get out.
Okay.
So the ghost grabs his ring of keys and opens up the door for them. And we get a quick little montage of the group retracing their steps through a bunch of different through a bunch of different rooms until they come upon the hall that has the emergency exit door. Evan is the first to it, and he pushes it just to find out it won't budge. So he's like throwing curses around like, I knew it, it's locked. But then Angela is like, buddy, it says pull to open. And he's like, oh. So he like pulls the door and it does open just to reveal a brick wall.
Yeah.
Got him twice.
Mm-hmm.
So the ghost decides to pipe up and goes, that makes sense. I didn't remember there being an exit there. And obviously, like, the group stares at him like, what the fuck? Why didn't you say anything?
Yeah, like
they kind of know
you?
he's sus, but they're like, we'll take your help if you're going to give it, or stupid enough to give it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So Harper proposes that they just go back through the tunnel and keep making their way back to just the very start. And the ghost is like, well, you'd have to go one at a time because there is a trap door in the tunnel that gets triggered when there's too many people in it. And Evan's like, why the fuck is there a trap door in the tunnel?
Why?
And the ghost explains, well, that's how we capture people, and then they become a part of the show. Like, we have that thing with the witch, and Evan cuts him off and is like, yeah, we know all about your damn show. Our friend is dead because of it.
Yep.
And Ghost is like, what? Like, no, she's not dead. She's outside waiting on you guys, probably wondering what's going on. We're a little extreme here, but safety is a huge priority. Are you believing this? Like, that they really do, they capture, like, people and put them as part of the show, and it's all, like, fake and just for shock.
Okay, absolutely. Could I see that being a thing in an extreme haunted house? For sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it depends on like how real did the death look?
Mm-hmm. It,
Like, could you
it looked real.
believe it looked like that? I would definitely, depending on the
Yeah.
realism of it, I would be like, "Are you sure about that?"
Yeah. Like if you start thinking back and you're like, the curtain closed right before it hit her, but there was a sound
Mm.
effect, and then you're like, oh wait, but no, they saw it,
Yeah, and like also the scratches on the other girl's arm, like
Yeah.
that's not safety. So like, I'm definitely like trying to get out now.
Yeah, just
100%.
not believing this guy, like panicking,
Yeah.
needing to get out. Yeah. So the group isn't totally buying it, and Evan eventually gets up in this guy's face and like demands that he tell them his name. And he's screaming over and over, "Tell us your name, tell us your name." Harper decides to go up to the ghost and try like the nice compliant girl act where she's like, "My name is Harper. Could you please tell us who you are? We're scared." And Ghosty's like, "You can call me Mitch." And Harper thanks him. But Nathan's like, "What's your last name?" And Ghosty doesn't answer. So Evan hands Nathan the poker that he still has, and Nathan gets a little closer to Ghosty now too,
Mm.
with like that threat of the poker very much at the forefront. And
Yeah.
he's like, "Listen, I think we'd feel a lot more fucking comfortable if you took off your fucking mask and told us what your real name is." And Ghosty's like, "I don't care which way you go, but you're almost at the end of the haunted house. It's probably farther if you go backwards." So, like, okay, we're not getting any information or like real
Yep.
help from this guy. Evan decides to just come up with his own plan because now we're starting to feel like sitting ducks. And he's like, "Okay, I sort of know my way through the maze. I'll take the lockbox key, I'll go through, book it to the front, I'll get our phones, and I'll call for help." Of course, though, Nathan's like, "So I dropped the key.
Yep.
It's gone." Evan's annoyed, but he's like, "Whatever. I should be able to pick the lockbox." Like he couldn't pick that door because it
Right.
was like a good lock. He's like, "I can probably get into this lockbox." So he's like, "I'll go first through the tunnel, and then Mitch can go with Nathan following behind him with the poker in case he forgets what team he's on. And then Bailey and Angela because they need the most help, and then Harper's last." And Harper agrees. She's like, "That's fine." But she has one condition and turns to Ghost, demanding that he hand over his keys, which he does.
Okay.
Okay,
Interesting.
I know. So Evan gets started crawling back through the tunnel. While the rest of the group is waiting, Harper hears a noise come from a door behind them. So she uses the keys to lock it up because we don't want the witch to find us, you know?
Yeah, right? No.
Meanwhile, Evan has made it through the tunnel and yells back to let the group know that he's out. So Nathan's like, "Okay, Ghosty, you're up." And actor Ghost starts his little journey through the tunnel. We see Evan rushing through the maze of the house, and he's struggling, like meeting a couple dead ends. He's like obviously not waiting for the rest of us. He's just trying to get back to the lockbox. Actor Ghost makes it to the end of the tunnel and calls back for Nathan to come through. But while Nathan's crawling through the tunnel, he hears some banging coming from the end of it, which is when we cut to Ghost nailing a pretty thick piece of wood to the end of the tunnel so that Nathan and everybody else can't get through.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
Great. Love that for us.
but Evan has finally made it through to a new area, like he's at the room of mirrors section. So he's going in the right direction. However, behind the two-way mirror that we know exists, an actor vampire is standing there and like sees him running backwards through this maze. Harper is still hearing banging and like heavy footsteps coming from the other side of the door that she locked. And then someone starts messing with the handle from the other side. Meanwhile, Nathan has made it to the end of the tunnel and he's like, "What the fuck? It's blocked off." There's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's very chaotic.
Yeah. And Evan is almost to the very beginning of the maze again. He gets jump scared by like the fake motion censored skeleton for a second time. And back in the room with the girls, Harper's now holding the handle to like stop someone who clearly has their own set of keys from coming through into this
Yeah.
room. So she yells to Bailey and Angela to just run, like go in the tunnel. I don't care if like too many of you are in there at once, like someone's breaking through into this room right now.
Uh-huh.
They're like, we can't, we have to wait for Nathan's signal. So Angela starts screaming into the tunnel, like telling Nathan to hurry up. And Harper can't hold the door any longer. She screams again for them to run when the door gets bursted open and the red-cloaked devil comes marching in.
Oh, yes.
So yes, like the girls, they're like, okay, well, let's run. So Angela gets Bailey inside the tunnel first because Bailey's the one who's like hurt and bleeding. She's like, okay, you go first. She's pushing her to go faster. Harper has been knocked down to the ground, like from the door, watching this. And Angela is able to scramble into the tunnel after Bailey. But that's when the devil reaches the edge of the tunnel, grabs her ankle, and pulls her right back out.
Yikes.
Yeah. And the devil has a pitchfork, which he stabs right down through Angela's head.
Oh.
Another instant death. Yeah.
Damn, the instant deaths are
They
rough.
love an instant death here. Like I feel like we cover a lot of movies where like the psychopaths are like trying to have their fun and stretch it out.
Yes.
These guys, nah, they're like boom, boom, here we go.
Dead.
Harper is freaking out as the devil slowly turns to look her way now. And of course, she goes running back through the door that the devil came from, further into the maze again.
Okay.
She goes down the slide back into the graveyard room. And then she's about to use the keys to open another door, but she stops because she thinks she hears someone on the other side of this door now. She's like, oh my God, I'm being like cornered again. Oh my
God, yeah.
So she like stays quiet and listens because she doesn't want to make a noise either and like make this person come closer if that's not what they're doing on the other side. Meanwhile, Bailey is still crawling through the tunnel trying to find Nathan, following his voice, which is saying that he's stuck at a dead end. But his voice gets cut off, which Bailey doesn't understand. She doesn't know what's going on, but we can see that he has fallen down through the tunnel's trapdoor.
Oh, I should have known.
Now at this point, Evan has made it out. He was able to open the garage door to get outside where this all started. But of course, the lockbox out there is now gone.
Okay.
Wait, question here.
Sure.
You're outside.
Yep.
You're free.
Yep.
Are you going to look for the lockbox and try to help your friends? Or are you just going to be like, well, fuck it and start running and get out of here?
Two questions. Well, one question, I guess. Does he have the car keys?
I think they left the car keys like in the minivan. So unless they've been taken.
Because like I would think if I can't find the lockbox, I'm going to go get help. Like if it's not there, I don't think running around like trying to find it, because like clearly somebody took it and hid it on purpose. Like
exactly.
That's clearly what happened. So I'm going to go find help.
Yeah.
If I'm
even if there's like, let's say you go to the minivan, the keys aren't there. Are you just running to the road, like trying to stop someone? Yeah. I think that's what I would do too. Like, I don't think I would fuck around and like be like, I need to find the lockbox. I need to, you know,
who knows where that thing is at? Like, it's not going to be sitting around a corner. Like it's been hidden on purpose. So yeah.
Right. So he definitely, I think he has enough time here to just run for it, but he like is like stalling and like trying to find the lockbox and like talking to himself and stuff, and then Ghosty appears. Yeah, and Evan's like, where is everybody? And Ghost says, they're right behind me. Evan asks, Evan asks, where are our phones? And Ghost keeps walking slowly closer and closer, and he goes, someone's bringing them. And that's when we cut to a brick undecorated room that we don't recognize, with like a couple desks, a little kitchenette. It looks like a little break room.
Oh.
And actor Clown, the one who let them inside, is sitting at one of the desks with the lockbox, and he pours all of the phones out and starts going through them one by one. And it appears like he's trying to see if any of them don't have like a passcode lock, I think. Back to Harper. There is definitely someone on the other side of the door that she needs to use to continue on her path, and now she's fighting with them to keep it closed.
Oh.
And she puts like the red coded key in the lock because it's a red door and the key is red, like they're color coded keys.
Gotcha.
She's trying to like keep it locked, but I think the person on the other side is doing the same thing with their key.
Right.
So like it's coming to a test of strength here, and unfortunately Harper's key ends up breaking off inside the lock.
Oh.
Yeah, and the door opens from the other side, revealing the devil again. So clearly there are like hidden shortcuts around this place.
Right.
For the actors.
Which makes
for him
sense,
to be able to get.
sure.
Yeah, exactly. Harper backs up until her back hits a chain link fence, and she sinks to her knees and just starts begging. And she goes, please, please don't hurt me, Sam. So Sam is the name of her abusive ex. And this is either like a really sad slip of the tongue, like she like slipped up because like she's been in like a situation similar with Sam.
Right.
Or it could also be because it's possible that she really thinks it's Sam that is under this robe, because this is like this red cloaked figure is what she saw outside in the alleyway.
Yes.
And that's when she thought it was Sam. So she says, yeah, please don't hurt me, Sam. The devil leans down in front of her and pushes his hood back and slowly removes his mask. And his face is scary. So he's got like devilish tats covering his entire face, and like these metal spikes are poking out from beneath his skin all over his face.
What the hell?
And his eyes are completely black. It's intense.
Whoa.
And when he speaks, he's got like a creepy, very deep, like must be modified in post-production situation where he says, "Who's Sam?" And now it's giving like it's not giving supernatural, it's giving like he modified his face to look scary, to look like a devil.
Oh.
So now we cut back to the clown in that brick break room, and Harper's phone starts ringing, and it's Sam. And the clown answers, and on the other end, Sam is like, "Who the fuck is this? This is Harper's boyfriend, Sam." Finally, we get a straight-on angle that reveals the clown's face as well, with his mask off, and he's got a scary face too. It looks like it's just really fun makeup, but I think it's meant to be more than that. I'm guessing it's like supposed to be tattoos as well, where he's just like, genuinely modified his real face to permanently look like a clown. And he responds to Sam with, "You're too late, Sam." And then he hangs up.
Oop.
So we cut to Sam standing outside against his red pickup truck, staring down at his phone, like very confused, like who the hell was that? Also, I do think that red pickup, I think it was Sam that threw the pumpkin. It was Sam that was like following them in the car, but now he's like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
The clown scoops up 3 of the phones that he's checked for whatever already and goes and heats them up in the microwave in the kitchenette. We just like watch him spark.
Oh,
okay. So he's just like ruining the phones. I don't know. I don't know why those 3, like he didn't ruin Harper's phone. So I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to do here with the phones exactly, but okay.
That is strange.
Yeah. Back to Harper, the devil reaches out and strokes her face and says, "Such a pretty mask. Why don't we take it off and find out who you really are?"
Ew.
Yeah, but then from the other side of the chain link fence, Nathan appears with a nail gun and starts shooting at the devil. So I guess that trap door that he fell through was a blessing in disguise, and Harper is able to run away.
Wow. Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Back to Evan. He asks Ghost, "Hey, where is everybody? Like they should have been out by now." And the ghost asks, "Do you still want to see my face?"
Whoa.
And Evan notices that Ghost is holding a hammer, and he's like, "You know what? It's whatever, man. I'm fine. I just want to go home." And the ghost replies, 2425 Lincoln Road. And Evan's like, "What?" And the ghost just breezes past that, like, "I know where you live," is basically what he's saying there, and is like, "Before you said you wanted to see my face. I'm just wondering if you still want to see it. It's a bit of a work in progress, but I think you'll like it." And Ghost takes off his mask, revealing what I personally find to be the scariest looking modified face in this attraction.
Oh, good.
And kills Evan with a couple hard blows to the skull with the pointy end of his hammer. And once he's dead, Ghosty still isn't done. He places the pointy end into Evan's parted mouth and starts to scrape his skin back off of his face with it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. Second, survivability check-in.
God damn. Okay. I was literally like sitting here pulling my calculator out already, like trying to see like how am I going to go about this? So obviously we nerdy talked about the first act, but then our girl who got pulled out of the thing, I mean, she did the right thing there, let her bleeding friend go first.
Yes.
And then she was kind of sneak attack, instant death, pretty much not surviving that.
Same, yeah.
In terms of Evan, that was his name? No.
Yeah,
it was his name.
Who just
Evan.
died, yeah.
Yes. So with Evan, it's a little more complicated because it's like if I'm him, I run into the street as soon as I'm out of there. I'm not going to stick around and look for that box. So I'm not a 0 with him. I would say I would have like I want to say higher than 50% chance with him.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm gonna go with a 64 for the
Okay,
second
I
act.
went 67.
All right. Well, okay, because so you gave yourself more or less a 100 with him.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, close, pretty much. Because I was just like, I'm screwed. Yeah, with I think her name was like Angela or
Yeah, the
something.
second girly.
I'm screwed there. I did think though about Harper's situation and how she's like kind of like fighting people off and fighting with doors and like running around and I don't know. I'm
True,
like
true,
I would
true.
probably I'm the girl that trips and falls, but I'm like I think I'm good there. But yeah, with Evan, that I did put a lot on there, and I was like I think I would have just I would have just ran. I wouldn't have stopped for
Yeah.
a second. I don't even know if I would have looked. Well, yeah, I probably would have looked for the lockbox. But as soon as I saw that it was gone, I'd be like, okay,
Right.
cool, I'm out. And I would have
Exactly.
ran. And I
Yeah.
think based on the timing, I think he could have gotten away before Ghost came out behind him.
Yeah, no, it sounds like he probably could have.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think I think we're both on the same boat right now. I have a
Yeah.
feeling it's gonna be lower in the third act. We'll
Yeah.
see.
You know how it goes.
Uh-huh.
So we cut to Harper running her way through the maze, running anywhere just to get away at this point, like any door that doesn't lead
Uh-huh.
to death or a person. And she ends up in a room where there's a red bucket that is hanging down from a vent. And there's a single spotlight shining on the bucket to really make it pop from the rest of the room. And inside of it, I can't fully tell, but I believe it's a stew of pieces of dead animal carcasses.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for some reason, she reaches her hand inside the bucket, like playing into this room's game to try and find the exit. And she pulls out a flashlight.
Girl.
Yes. And once she has the flashlight, the bucket gets pulled back up toward the vent, like up to the ceiling. And then the lights cut out completely. So
Ugh.
she toggles her flashlight on and shines it around to find that a metal door has swung open for her. So she enters. I put in parentheses here, this feels like the wrong choice, but what else is there to do here?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, so she couldn't have just kept going without putting her hand in the bucket?
In this room, there weren't any other doors, but I'm like, I'm confused on why. I guess not. I guess not. Because at this point, she's going further into the maze.
Yeah.
She's not been able to go back. So I'm guessing it's basically saying, yeah, there's no other way forward. But
Okay.
I don't know if I would try to sneaky backtrack still, you know, if I can
Right.
avoid being caught. Because, like, I don't want to go further because I'm sure there's more actors set up that are going to be keeping an eye on me.
That's the thing is we're just walking further into a trap, essentially.
Right.
So, like, I mean, but then, like you said, like, what else? What is your other
Right.
option? Like, you're gonna go, yeah, you're very much trapped here, and it's just gonna take something clever.
Yeah.
It seems.
So you think you would just, instead of trying to sneak your way back, you would just keep going in further?
Yeah, because going back just hasn't worked.
Yeah.
So I guess I
Yeah.
would just have to keep trying to go forward.
So now we cut to Nathan, who's basically wandering around like the back rooms of this place, seeing all of the behind the scenes.
Heck yeah.
And eventually he comes upon Harper's mom's ring on the floor.
Oh.
Because he's in the back section of the body part area, and he sees like the 3 holes level with this table where behind one there are noodles, the other has grapes, and then the last one has razor blades. So
there
that
you
explains
go.
that.
Yeah.
And he picks the ring up off the ground. It had been like fallen from the table. And he continues forward where he stumbles upon the break room. And he sees Harper's phone sitting on the desk. So he starts to head over to snatch it up. But then he hears that someone is coming.
Oh, yeah.
So in this room also, instead of a fourth wall, like half of the fourth wall is this big blue tarp curtain. So he lifts that up and hides on the other side of it.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Convenient.
And we hear someone enter the break room and watch as their silhouette like gets closer and closer on the other side of this tarp until they completely stop in front of Nathan.
Yikes.
But after a few seconds, they walk away again, and Nathan can stop holding his breath. Back to Harper, she has found herself in a room full of chains and barbed wire and knives all hanging from different ropes everywhere.
Oh, that sounds like the best room so far.
Yeah. Like, as they said, like, safety is their number one priority here.
True.
Still being guided from the light of her, like from her fat flashlight, she thinks that she sees a figure moving ahead, like
Ooh.
someone might be in here with her as well.
Ugh.
And it truly is hard to tell watching the movie. Like, you gotta squint and be like, is that a person?
Oh, God.
It is. It is a person. And it's the vampire actor. And unfortunately, Harper hurriedly steps back when she notices, like she clocks that it really is a person there too. And she's like stumbles back and accidentally steps down on a nail sticking up through a plank of wood. Like,
Nope.
who? I want to know who did it first. I actually tried for a second.
Know.
I did a quick Google search and like I couldn't, because I'm like, this is such a horror trope these days.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, no, for me, I think the earliest one I can think of is actually Home Alone. I know
same.
That's my earliest.
I wrote that down right here. Yes. So that's like 1990 though. So it's like it's got to be happened before then.
I would think so.
I forget when I Googled it. I did look something up, and like this term came up, like this professional term came up. For this category of like feet trauma in media. I don't know. Because like in old cartoons, like really old cartoons, like people are always getting whacked on the foot and then their big toe is like really red and like pulsing and they're like, like it's always been a thing. But I'm talking about specifically the nail through the foot. Like, we need to find, I don't know why I'm so interested in it, but I've just seen it so many times now just on this podcast that I'm like, I need to know where this started.
No more.
Okay. Again, back to Nathan. He has bided his time and he finally comes back out from behind the tarp curtain. But guess who's standing in the break room waiting for him? It's our friend, Ghosty.
Oh.
Holding his little hammer. I was expecting it to be the clown.
Me too.
But no, Ghosty has come back now from killing Evan. And Nathan asks him, where are my friends? And it's revealed here that somehow Nathan now has Harper's unlocked phone. I don't know if he grabbed it before or after coming out from the tarp, but he's positioning it in such a way so that the ghost cannot see it, that he's currently working on like sending their location to Sam. All the while he's like, I just want to know if my friends are okay. Are they alive? Like asking questions just to stall.
Yep.
Unfortunately, when he does send the location, a little whoosh notification happens.
No.
And that's when Ghost charges him and Nathan drops the phone in the scuffle before managing to run away.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes. Again, we cut to Sam, who's driving in his truck when he gets a text, and he sees that Harper has shared her location, and he starts driving in that direction. So it's like, okay, cool. Like, I don't really, again, it's that thing of like, I don't want the abusive boyfriend to be the savior, but like, okay, I'm happy that someone knows. I'll take it. We're dying.
Yeah, I'll take anybody who will help me in this situation. I don't care who it is.
Back to Harper. She's sitting on the floor screaming in pain from the nail through her foot. And we have to get a close-up with squelchy noises of her pulling her foot up off of this nail. And
my God.
I know, I hate it.
We did that last week with Alone, where she pulled the stick out of her foot. Oh my God.
Like, why? And Wrong Turn 2. Wrong Turn 2, there was a nail through the foot.
Oh my God, this is... Yeah. What is it about the feet, people?
She scrambles to grab her flashlight again and beams it forward, but vampire actor is now gone. And there's like an open little tunnel door that she can see now that she's clearly supposed to go through. Nathan, meanwhile, has managed to find a vent that leads outside. I think to the back area of this building where it seems to be fenced in, but a win is a win. He's out. Again, back to Harper. She realizes something is off and uses the flashlight to like follow a rope that she notices is rigged to some sort of pulley system that connects to the tunnel door that she's supposed to go through. And she like follows the rope and it ends at a wall where the vampire is currently working away at cutting the rope with a knife. So she starts crawling her way toward the tunnel door that's lined with knives at the so when it comes crashing down, it's gonna like stab you.
Yeah.
So she's trying to like beat him and get through the tunnel door before it comes down. While she's crawling over, she ends up putting both of her hands on this slab of tar that is just lying around. And when she pulls her hands off of it with a lot of effort, most of her skin gets ripped off of her palms.
What?
Yeah.
Ew, No.
She bears through the pain and crawls faster, like army crawling faster toward the tunnel door until she does successfully make it through before it crashes. Like the knives stab the floor behind her and it crashes down.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's crazy because like the visual effects on that is insane. And then like she just is like fine. Like she just keeps moving.
Oh
You know
my
what I mean?
God.
Like she just keeps
Yeah.
using her hands and I'm like, how are you doing that?
Hell no. I when I'm picturing her crawling, I'm picturing her trying to use like the backslash sides of her hands
Yeah.
because like there's no way you can touch
There's no
anything.
way. No, you would think, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so now in this new room that she's in, there's a single wooden door that has the words escape room written on it. So she goes inside, and this room is set up like a little girl's bedroom. And
Ooh.
she immediately pushes like the dresser to block the door behind her,
Okay.
the dresser that's right there. And behind this dresser is a message written backwards just to be a little more difficult that says, "Find the key to escape the haunt." So, of
Okay.
course, Harper has a whole ring of keys. So the other door inside of this room is labeled the end. So she runs over and is about to start working through every key that she has, but she has a million keys. And this one like
Right.
doesn't have a color label.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, I actually have to look for this key in this room. It's probably going to be faster. So she starts searching. And there's a loose piece of wallpaper that she strips back on the walls to reveal the message, "Dolls see all." So then she starts searching every doll in the room, breaking off all their
Mm-hmm.
heads.
Oh my God, that's like in Little Nightmares.
Oh
There's
my
like a
gosh,
stuffed
it
animal with a
is.
key in it.
I remember that. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's breaking off all the doll heads until finally she finds one with like a removable plastic face that has a note tucked on the other side of it.
Ooh, okay.
And this note says, "Something is hiding under the bed."
No,
I
fuck
know.
that.
I
Have
know.
all fuck that, fuck
The
that.
other thing that's scary about like under the bed stuff is like the vulnerability of having to crouch down. Like, I
Oh,
don't, you
yeah.
know what I mean? I hate it.
We have talked about that trope of like looking
Oh,
down, looking
yes.
under is just the worst. Whether you're the
Ew.
person under or the person looking under,
It
they're both,
is
it's
both
bad to be
bad.
on either end of
No,
that.
yeah, because when we talked about it, we were talking more about being the person hiding and someone is leaning
Yes.
down. But now it's like, you're so right. Like being the person leaning down, hoping nothing is there to jump out at
Ew.
you.
It makes me
Ew.
feel horrible.
Yeah. Now, also, this is extra traumatizing for her because we know her story about how she used to always
Yes.
hide under the bed when her dad was abusing her mom. She's scared. She's moving a little bit slower now because she's like terrified. And the first thing she does for some reason is pull back the covers and it like reveals a huge blood stain on the mattress. So
Oh, good.
cool.
Nice.
And yeah, and then after building up some courage, she leans down to look under the bed and she ends up having to climb under it completely to reach this miniature haunted house box painted all in black. And
Okay.
it doubles as a little music box of sorts as she starts turning the crank and a creepy rendition of Pop Goes the Weasel starts playing.
Hell no.
And then the front doors of this little house swing open, and inside she finds a key.
All right.
But that's when someone starts banging on the door that she came through that's currently blocked
Sure.
by that dresser.
Sure.
So she starts crying. I think she's like stuck in a state of trauma from her childhood at this point. And then the dresser tumbles over, and we get a flashback of like little Harper seeing her dad enter her
Oh.
bedroom, asking where she's hiding. And then
Ooh.
in present day, like instead of her dad's feet walking forward, it's the devil walking forward.
Yeah.
And he's demanding that she come out from under the bed. And he starts to lean down and says,
No.
"Let's take off your mask."
No.
But Harper snaps out of her trauma spiral and very confidently says no. And she's ready when the devil's face appears, and she jams that key right into his eye. And
Ooh.
also, smart, she keeps hold of the key and swipes it back for herself before getting out from under the bed and running to the last door. So, like, the
Yes.
devil has fallen over back onto the floor, grabbing at his face in pain.
Right.
And now Harper's like getting this key in the lock, and it's weird. It's like not your normal door lock. There's like a lock on the door that's super fancy, and this key is really weird. It's a whole situation. So when she gets the key in the lock and she starts to like spin it in she has to like spin the lock. Okay, how do I explain this? So she So she gets the key in the lock and she has to like kind of crank the key as well. And Pop Goes the Weasel starts playing again on the other side of the store as you
Oh,
see like the gears of the door spinning activated by
okay.
this key.
Sure.
And then Harper's very impatient, but just like waiting, hoping this isn't another trick. She can get
Yeah.
out of here before the devil is going to like regain his strength and be angry and come for her again.
Mhm.
And at the end of the song, a gunshot comes through from the other side of the door, blowing the door apart.
Uh,
And we cut to Nathan. Yeah.
oh, what
So
the
the
heck?
the key in the door like triggered another little prank on the other side. And at the end of the
Oh.
song, it triggers a gunshot coming at you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So,
That's
like I
great.
said, Nathan is outside now in the middle of a field, and it looks like he's gotten himself a good distance away from the warehouse. But he hears that gunshot, and he stops and
Mm.
he looks back, and he like has to make his choice. Like, am I just going to keep running for myself, or am I going to go try to help my friends if I can? What choice are you making?
Again, it's I feel for some reason this one is tougher than
Mm,
the other one. Like the other one's a very obvious just run and get help.
mm,
This one, it's like the gunshot is like it sounds like the help needed is immediate, you
right.
know? Are we like far away from everything? Like help is far
He's
away.
well. Yeah. You're basically hoping to get lucky with someone driving by on the road once you make it there.
All right. At this point, I think I'd go back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's an easy
I
decision, but
I feel really bad because I this was a very easy decision for me. I would keep running.
really?
I would not go back. Like
No,
to
you're
me
smart
going
for that.
back is just a death sentence. Like I'm sorry. Like I feel
Yeah.
bad for my friends. Caitlin, I wouldn't go back and help you. I
Oh,
wouldn't.
oh,
I would
oh,
keep
oh, me?
running.
Oh, okay.
I would if I was in
Thank
like
you
my
for
whole friend
specifying.
group, I no, if it was like my whole friend group, like I'm really putting myself in the friend group mentality. And even then, like I can't, like I just don't think I'm going to be of help. Like
Mm,
I am going to try to save myself. And
yeah.
then, of course, I'm going to immediately call for help when I can. But I just, yeah, I don't have that hero mentality. Well, it's not even a hero mentality. I feel like that comes off in like a bad way. So, yeah, I don't think I could do anything here. Like I have very little faith in myself.
No, and I think that's totally valid because, like, again, this is a hard decision because I'm thinking if I go back, I'm probably gonna die. But
Mm,
I just don't know at that point, like, if I feel super I don't think I'm confident that I'm gonna see somebody on the road. And I know,
mm-hmm.
like, there's also just, like, just save yourself. And I mean, that's obviously I don't know. It's really hard to say without actually being in a situation like
Mm-hmm.
that, what you would
I
really
know.
do because maybe I would run, I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like, maybe you would run, and honestly, maybe I would stay. Like, you don't
Right.
know until you're in that situation for sure. But on the outside looking in, I'm like, peace. Like, I gotta get
Goodbye.
out of here. I made it this far. I'll call help if I can,
Yeah.
which probably is bad. But so Nathan is making that choice when we cut back to Harper, and that door, like that weird door that she had to use the special key in, is now open. And she's like army crawling down this new hallway. So the door has been blasted up. It has a huge blasted hole on the top of it from the
Okay, yeah.
gunshot that came through. And it has revealed this hallway that she's army crawling down. Her foot is fucked up. Her hands are fucked up. And now she's bleeding from the top, like right of her chest, where I
Oh,
think she's been hit by that gunshot.
okay.
So
Jeez.
that sucks. And at the end of the hall, she can see that the gun is like on a music box timer and it reloads itself. So another shot
Ooh.
goes off, but she's like on the floor, so it misses her.
Right.
But it keeps on playing that music and then a shot goes off, plays the music and then the shot goes off. And at this point, the devil does regain enough strength to come strutting down this hall. He flips her onto her back and just starts choking her out. And he punches her in the face, but Girlie's got a plan. She shoves her finger into the devil's eye socket,
Oh.
pushing his face up higher and higher until the shot goes off again right through the devil's head, killing him.
Oh, shit.
So,
Okay.
beat by his own game. I love this trope where it's like the
Uh-huh.
system you set up is the system that destroys you.
Absolutely.
And she then makes it to the end of the hall and gets to her feet to try and steal this gun. So she's like on the back end of it. She can stand up now without worrying about getting shot, but it's locked into this contraption and she's like not able to pull it out for herself.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, all of the lights in the hallway suddenly turn on, and the end of this hall looks like another dead end.
Jeez.
We cut to, I know.
This is insane.
It's like it just never ends. Like, I might just stand in front of that gun at this point.
Right? It's like, Jesus, you know what? Screw this.
We cut to another room where the actors are gathered. The clown, vampire, ghosty, and now skeleton, who is sitting on a chair. And clown activates all of the lights in the haunted house, which is, what caused the lights in the hall to turn on. It's not just the hall, it's everything being turned on right now.
Okay.
And Ghosty walks up to Skeleton and asks, okay, are you ready? So Skeleton makes his way to the gun hallway to find Devil dead and Harper missing.
Mm-hmm.
And Harper is so ready for this. She comes up behind Skelly, bops him on the head with like the devil's pitchfork, and then kills him by stabbing the pitchfork right through his chest.
Oh.
Except when she takes off his mask.
Stop.
It's not an actor that she finds underneath. It's Bailey, like who we have not seen since she was in the tunnel, like bleeding out, trying to find Nathan, who had fallen through that trap door. Like she'd got taken at that point.
Oh.
And now it's Bailey, like with duct tape over her mouth and like cable tied and everything. And Harper like sobs and apologizes over and over. And as Bailey is bleeding out, like coughing up blood, she warns Harper, they're coming for you. And yeah, she dies.
Oh, that's rough.
It sucks.
For both of them.
I felt bad because when I was watching this, I was like, oh yeah, Bailey.
Well, I was sitting here trying to think of like how many people we still had, because it's like, when it's a bigger cast, it's hard to keep track of everybody.
Yeah. So
now we just have the two, right? Nathan and
Harper.
Harper.
Yep. So outside the haunted house, we see that Sam has arrived and is successfully breaking in. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go.
So he's got his phone up, still following his map to like Harper's exact location on foot now. And Sam, he lasts about 2 minutes in this haunted house, okay?
Oh.
So he comes across a hall where he can see Clown at the end of it working on who knows what at a little workbench.
Yeah.
And he walks right into a tripwire while he's calling out to Clown, which triggers a big screw to go flying through the air and puncture his throat. Then he falls to the ground, dropping his phone in the process, but he's still alive, so he's like trying to reach for his phone. Clown can't let that happen. He drops a concrete cinder block onto his hand before taking a sledgehammer and just completely, like, pretty much decapitates him in one swipe. I don't even know if it's a decapitation or if just, like, his head just splits, like, bursts, So Sam really got here and was of no help. Unfortunately.
That is insane. That is like one way to like to throw something on its head, because like you're looking at this whole plot that they're building here with Sam, and it's like, well, clearly it's Sam's gonna come and help them. Yeah. But like to kill him immediately, honestly, slightly satisfying. Yeah. But that is kind of satisfying. It just, not even just because he's like shitty, but because it's like, okay, we're gonna play with those tropes a little bit, which I do appreciate. Yeah, they do it a lot. It's a cool movie because they use a lot of very classic tropes, but then they spin it very subtly. Like it's not like this big moment where they're like, haha, got you, like look what we're doing, we're so smart, we're so intelligent. It's like not that kind of writing. It's just like a very subtle way of writing that I really appreciated, because it still feels like your classic horror movie, Right. Yeah, no, I do like that a lot. Okay, so back to Harper in the hall. She hears a distant chainsaw coming her way. So she goes running to the end of the dead-end hall, not really a plan in place here. And then a hammer makes a hole right next to her head from the other side of this wooden wall, because a lot of this stuff in here is makeshift. Yeah. She watches as it makes another hit that opens the hole big enough for her to see that it's Nathan. Okay, yeah. He has come back to try and rescue whoever he can, W. Nathan. He keeps hitting the wall over and over to try to get through when actor Zombie appears with his chainsaw at the end of the hall, and at the same time, Ghosty comes and knocks down Nathan on the other side. W. Harper, she's able to load the gun and shoot Zombie dead before he and his chainsaw can get a piece of her. And then she starts like tearing back the remaining pieces of wood from the hole that Nathan has already made.
and she sees Ghosty on top of him when she gets through to the other side. And Ghosty's got one hand on his throat, the other like shoving his hammer into Nathan's mouth. But he doesn't hear Harper come up behind him. She hits him over the back of the head. I think maybe with the shotgun, maybe she was able to finally get that loose. But I honestly don't think so either, because like she doesn't keep the shotgun on her. I don't even know what she whacked him with. I think I actually looked this up and it said it was the shotgun. And I was like, what? If it was the shotgun, why would she not keep it on her and like start shooting?
Yeah, people? I know, right? Just use it as like an actual shotgun. I don't know.
Anyways, yeah. So her and Nathan, they're out of here. You know, took care of Ghosty. Her and Nathan are on the run.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, they come across Vampire in a hall, who, upon seeing them, immediately drops his knife and puts his hands up and is like, "Look, I didn't kill anyone. I was just helping out. I'm sorry." And
okay.
He removes his mask to reveal that he looks like a normal dude. And continues, like, he's shaking and he continues, "This is so fucked up. They didn't tell me it was going to be real. I thought, you know, sure, we'll mess with some kids, but then they started killing them. And then they said if I killed someone that I would earn my face." So,
ew.
Yeah, I do actually believe this guy.
Yeah.
So we cut to a new hallway where Harper and Nathan are making him lead the way with his hands on his head, and he's still yapping about how he's just the errands guy and he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. And then at the end of this hall, there's like a black suitcase just like as a prop filled with some spooky things, and this vampire guy runs over to it and is like, "Hey, this is where they hide a gun. Like, they hide weapons all over this place." And he's digging through it, but it's not there. And Nathan's like, "Okay, it's fine. We don't need it. You're making too much noise. Like, please, let's just keep going."
Shut up.
Yeah. Vampire stops looking and turns back to them going, "That's weird. It used to be right here." And then he immediately gets a shot fired through his forehead.
Oh.
Yeah. So R.I.P. Vampy. And
so sad. Guess
who it is? It's freaking Zombie that has killed him. So apparently it wasn't a fatal shot when Harper got him in that gun hallway.
Oh.
But it's all good because Harper and Nathan have weapons of their own that they've picked up along the way. So this happens fast, so I'm not sure exactly what happens here, but I think like they have like curved swords of some kind and they swing them into Zombie, like pinning him to the wall, and they just keep moving, like in the chest, in the arm, like
gotcha. Yeah.
Zombie's done. Finally, they managed to make it to the trapdoor where Nathan escaped from earlier. That's where he's been leading her this whole time.
Right.
Harper makes it outside, but guess who's waiting for her there? It's the witch. It's been a second.
Oh, yeah. Okay, girly.
And as soon as Harper is out, the witch slams the trapdoor shut so that Nathan can't also get through, and then turns on Harper and is like, "You think you're the first one who's made it this far?" And Harper backs up, and the witch is stupid and like takes her chances and just keeps walking. She walks off of the trapdoor, so Nathan immediately just swings it open. And grabs the witch's ankles. It's kind of giving her like just walking on what was it, like Angela's hand, and like then letting them get the poker, and she just kept walking. Like here, she just keeps walking, and it's like, what are you doing? Be better.
She's dumb.
Yeah, she takes a pretty hard hit, like a fall to the ground, because Nathan grabs her ankles and then pulls her down into this trapdoor so that just her head is kind of above ground. And then Harper runs over and starts banging the trapdoor like repeatedly on her face.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, so that's how they kill her, is just like she bleeds out just from her head from getting banged on from the store. So Nathan then pulls her down, the witch down completely, before climbing outside, and they start running again. So then we cut to the clown, who's in that hallway, which for some reason is covered in oil. And like the bags of oil everywhere. He takes out his lighter and lets the wall catch fire.
Okay.
Back outside, Nathan and Harper have made it to the van, but of course their keys have been stolen.
Ah, okay.
And on top of that, guess who comes stalking toward them from the warehouse with a gun? It's a zombie.
What the fuck? Oh my god, wait.
Yes.
No, is this the dad from Resi 7?
Wait, what? Oh, no. That is not where I went. I was so excited. I thought you realized something that I realized right now.
No,
that's not the same thought
anything.
I had. Okay. No. But honestly, also, you're onto something. Like, let's be real. It was at this point where I was like, oh, this is so funny how he keeps popping up and coming back to life, because, like, he's the zombie character. So like he just can't die. Like he's just gonna
true.
keep coming back. I was like, that's a clever piece of writing. I enjoy that.
That is.
So Nathan, they see the zombie coming for them. And Nathan grabs a blanket and his baseball bat before he and Harper start running for the fence that is very close. Like it's a barbed wire at the top. So they get to this fence and Harper starts climbing. It's like chain link. And Nathan throws the blanket up for her to use to climb over the top of it.
Sure.
And then he stops because zombies getting closer and he's like, you know what? I'm not going to run. Let's 1v1. And he starts walking towards zombie who takes a shot at him and it hits like in his abdomen. But Nathan just keeps walking and then bops him on the head with his baseball bat. And by bops him on the head, I mean he knocks him out really good. I'm convinced he can't die though, you know, but he's down again. So anyway, Nathan gets over the fence and he's got to lean on Harper a lot while they make their way through these woods because of the shot that he took just now. But they're doing good. They make it to the road, and that is where they find Sam's truck with the keys in the ignition still.
Okay, that's lucky. Let's go.
So they are able to drive off, and Harper is able to get him to the hospital. He's going to be okay. I mean, she needs help too, but like his shot was really bad. So yeah, they're out. They make it to the hospital. He's about to get wheeled away for some emergency surgery, and right before he does, he hands her mother's ring that he found at the haunted house.
Oh yeah.
And she starts crying. And then we cut to Harper driving to her parents' house, and it's her mom that answers the door and wraps her up in a big hug. And then she jolts awake in a hospital bed because, of course, it was just her recurring dream where she's always scared to go knock on the door.
Yeah.
Scared that her dad's going to answer, but then it's her mom. But next to her on a little table is her mom's ring. So she's like happy to confirm that part was real. Like getting to the hospital was real. Everything's fine. It was just that one. Going to her parents' house was just all the dream was. A nurse walks into the room and says, "Hey, sorry to bother you. Your friend is doing just fine. I just have a couple release forms I need you to sign." And that makes Harper remember that at the haunted house, they wrote down their names and their home addresses on those liability waivers. Yeah.
Shoot.
And she's like, oh my God. Like she knows the clown is still out there. And she's like, he's going to be coming for me. And she's right, because we cut to the clown pulling up to her parents' house in a creepy white van.
Oh no.
He breaks in through the front door and immediately finds his shoes to be stuck in tar. And a speaker starts playing Pop Goes the Weasel.
Oh no. Oh.
And he panics. And it takes him a good couple seconds to get his legs free, but when he does, he falls forward and puts his hand out to catch himself, and of course one of his hands goes right through a couple nails sticking up from a nicely placed plank of wood.
We love that.
And that is when Harper shows up standing over him with a shotgun and goes, "Let's take off your mask." And the gunshot to his face carries us right into the credits.
Oh my God.
And that is Haunt.
Oh my God. Okay, girly, jeez.
I know. There's a lot in this movie, but it's fun. It's really fun.
Yeah. That kind of I do love like a haunted house kind of horror. Mm-hmm. Like I always love something like that. Mm-hmm. And like this is absolutely my kind of movie. I'm already so excited to go watch this one.
No, you would love this movie. Yeah.
This just sounds so fun.
Yeah. And like I said, it plays on one of my bigger fears is like the fact that crazy people can work at a haunted house and just stab you for real. Like that's what I'm thinking about when I'm in a haunted house is like you could literally just be a psycho and kill me right now.
Well, yeah. I've never had that thought, but I'm sure I will now.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you for that. Damn though. I'm not surviving. Okay. So for like my final act, like I was actually kind of doing some calculations. I don't usually do that. Could I explain to you what I've done? No. But like most of these deaths, like are deaths I also would have experienced. Like the only one would have been the guy who could have run earlier for me. And like I said, I probably was going to go back as Nathan. And then even with Nathan, like Nathan and Harper, like the things that they're doing, I'm like, that's a lot. There's a lot of combat.
Yeah. And sustaining, like the injuries that they're sustaining and still going. It's crazy.
So I gave myself, for the third act in particular, I gave myself an 8%.
Wow.
Because it's
Yeah.
I don't foresee much. This one is tough in terms of my weighted came out to 40, which feels
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring it down to a 13.
Okay.
I for some reason felt the need to divide that by 3. And yeah, I'm gonna go with 13. I think there's still a chance like that one guy that could have run away, and Nathan too, but for the most part, they have the upper hand here.
So I gave myself a 22% for this final act. I am running away if I'm Nathan. So then my weighted came out to 47%, which yes, feels way too high.
Right.
So I decided to make my final score a flat 30%.
Okay.
Because out of our 6 people, like 2 of the 6, Evan and Nathan, I would have ran when I had the chance. I'm also going to factor in like things could go wrong, but I'm also factoring in it's very unlikely I would get to the point where I'm entering this house. I have friends who would probably be like, okay, if you really don't want to do it, we won't do it.
Yeah.
So I'm factoring that in a little bit there because like this is not up my alley doing this kind of thing.
Which is very valid.
Flat 30, which means you're at 13, I'm at 30. That gives us a 22%.
Yes. I think that that's fair. I think given our choices, it makes sense where I'm at versus where you're at.
Yeah.
Because as I said, I'm going in that haunted house. I'm in there. So that's why I'm mostly screwed.
Yeah, I'm a much more cautious person in this instance. And maybe more of a coward where I'm like running whenever I can. Like I'm going to call for you guys as soon as I can, but let me save myself. Like I am that person, I think. Yeah. Again, it's weird. You never know until you're in it. And then all of a sudden, like you find out the lengths that you would go to for a friend and whatever. But
or don't
with
go
a
to.
logical or don't go to, but with like a logical brain, I'm just like, I can't save them. I can't. I need to just get away.
And to be fair, if I'd gone back, I would have died. So
yeah, you think, yeah.
Like hearing, I mean, it's really hard for me to see myself getting out of this at all because of the amount of fighting back that had to happen.
Right.
But the couple of chances to run plus the small chance that I could fight off these guys, you know, it's possible, I suppose.
All right. Well, that is our first spooky Halloween episode.
Woo!
I am so happy again that in a way we get to live October longer because we get to record October episodes, but then also live the entirety of October.
Yes.
So I'm loving how we're doing this. But you guys can check us out on Instagram at I'd Survive Podcast. We have a bunch of links over there, including one to our Discord where you can submit your own scores and let us know, would you survive?